Hello, hello! My name is Turlock. This is the definitive StarMaker showcase. Let's explore both the reachable and unreachable extrasolar dimensions as we journey beyond the solar system and into the depths of space. Before I begin, I want to explain what StarMaker is all about. If you're unfamiliar with it, StarMaker is a Galacticraft 4 add-on for Minecraft 1.12.2 that lets users create their own space dimensions. These can include anything from exoplanets and exomoons to asteroids, space stations, and entire star systems. What makes it great is that anyone, even without programming knowledge, can design their own dimensions using this mod. With that in mind, I'll be showcasing what I've created, along with some community-made celestial resource packs that I've personally updated. To start this journey, let's start in the overworld. For convenience, I will be demonstrating everything in creative mode, though all of these dimensions are fully accessible in survival mode as well. To reach these distant systems, I'll need a Tier 6 rocket from Galaxy Space, equipped with the Sublight Engine module. Think of the Sublight Engine as a fictional propulsion system that allows players to travel to extrasolar dimensions at a fraction of the speed of light. Now, keep in mind that each extrasolar system featured in this video represents my own personal interpretation. Whether they're accurate to their real-life counterparts is another discussion entirely, but for now, treat each system as hypothetical. Our first stop is the Ross 128 system. Ross 128b is an Earth-sized exoplanet with no atmosphere, orbiting outside the habitable zone of Ross 128, a red dwarf or M-type star. The planet is tidally locked. Here's a fun fact. This was my very first StarMaker dimension, created back in June of 2024. Moving on, here's an exciting system, Wolf 1069. Wolf 1069b is an Earth-sized exoplanet with a breathable atmosphere orbiting inside the habitable zone of Wolf 1069, another red dwarf or M-type star. The planet is tidally locked. Next, we visit a system that could be described as a twilight paradise, or so we think, the TOI-700 System. TOI-700d is a near-Earth-sized exoplanet with a breathable atmosphere orbiting inside the habitable zone of TOI-700, a red dwarf or M-type star. The system includes 3 other unreachable planets, TOI-700b, C, and E. TOI-700d is tidally locked. This one's a personal favorite of mine, with its beautiful violet flowers, trees, and marine life. Transitioning from a hospitable world to an entirely inhospitable one, we have 55 Cancri E. It belongs to the 55 Cancri system, which consists of 55 Cancri A K-type main sequence, a yellowish-orange subgiant, and 55 Cancri B, a red dwarf or M-type star. The system contains multiple exoplanets, 55 Cancri B, C, D, E, and F, each with a formal name. For instance, 55 Cancri E is officially known as Janssen. Janssen is the only reachable planet in the system, but its surface environment is completely unsuitable for any form of life, including players. The 55 Cancri system was created by AstroMaster, a member of the Galaxy Space Discord community. Diving into one of the most famous extrasolar systems of them all, we arrive at TRAPPIST-1, an ultra-cool red dwarf or M-type star with 7 known planets, TRAPPIST-1b, C, D, E, F, G, and H. The reachable planets in the system include TRAPPIST-1c, E, and F. TRAPPIST-1c and E are unofficial recreations from the Interstellar Exoplanets mod by RomVoid95, while TRAPPIST-1f is an entirely original planet I created myself. Since there are 3 planets to cover, let's start with TRAPPIST-1c. TRAPPIST-1c is a rocky exoplanet orbiting close to its host star, positioned between TRAPPIST-1b and TRAPPIST-1d. It lacks an atmosphere and is tidally locked. TRAPPIST-1e is a rocky, near-Earth-sized exoplanet orbiting within the habitable zone. It has a breathable, Earth-like atmosphere. However, due to the intense stellar activity from TRAPPIST-1, planet life is gradually disappearing. The planet is also tidally locked. And finally, TRAPPIST-1F. TRAPPIST-1F is a rocky exoplanet orbiting between TRAPPIST-1e and G, within the habitable zone. It's tidally locked and has an atmosphere, though not breathable. The surface is covered with oceans of ice, glaciers, and massive ice sheets. Next, we have an unusually close system to Tau Ceti, YZ Ceti. It's a red dwarf flare star, an M-type flare star with 3 known planets, YZ Ceti B, C, and D. The only reachable planet here is YZ Ceti D, which is tidally locked. This planet is an unofficial recreation of the same one from Rhomboid 95's Interstellar Exoplanets mod. Fun fact, YZ Ceti B used to be the only reachable planet, but it was later replaced with YZ Ceti D because it felt too similar to TRAPPIST-1C. The Kepler series consists of 3 original systems: Kepler 442, Kepler 452, and Kepler 22. The Kepler series was created for the Galaxy space community as part of several downloadable celestial resource packs, available as long as you have all the required mod dependencies and resources installed. Let's go through each system in order, starting with Kepler 442. Kepler 442b is a rocky near-Earth-sized exoplanet orbiting within the habitable zone of Kepler 442, a K-type main sequence star. It's not tidally locked and has a breathable, Earth-like atmosphere. There's a day-night cycle, much slower than Earth's, and the planet features the most diverse biomes and surface life in the entire Kepler series. It's also the only confirmed exoplanet in the Kepler 442 system. Kepler 452b is a rocky super-Earth orbiting near the inner edge of Kepler 452's habitable zone, a Sun-like G-type star. Like Kepler 442b, it isn't entirely locked and has a day-night cycle, but that's where the similarities end. The planet has an atmosphere, though not breathable, and is becoming increasingly inhospitable. Surface life is scarce as the planet grows hotter over time. It's the only confirmed exoplanet in the Kepler 452 system. Kepler 22b is a water world roughly twice the size of Earth, orbiting just beyond the habitable zone of Kepler 22, a Sun-like G-type star. It has a thick, non-breathable atmosphere and no life is present. Its ocean floor is covered in layers of compressed ice. It's also the only exoplanet in the Kepler 22 system. Let's transition into systems with asteroid belts, or as I like to call them, debris disks. The three systems featuring debris disks are Epsilon Eridani, Fomalhaut, and Vega. These asteroid belts, or debris disks, are the only reachable dimensions, each labeled alphabetically. I'll go in order, starting with Epsilon Eridani. The Epsilon Eridani system consists of 3 exoplanets and 3 debris disks. The exoplanets are Epsilon Eridani B, C, and D. Of these, Epsilon Eridani B is the only confirmed planet as of this recording, while the other 2 are hypothetical. I won't go into too much detail about the debris disks, but there are 3 of them, A, B, and C, which you can think of them as analog asteroid belts. At the center lies Epsilon Eridani, a K-type main sequence star. Here's the view from debris disk A. Here's the view from debris disk B. And finally, the view from debris disk C. Fomalhaut is a triple star system composed of 3 debris disks. The stellar components are Fomalhaut A white-blue A-type star, Fomalhaut B, a K-type flare star, and Fomalhaut C, a red dwarf or M-type star. Here's the view from debris disk A. Here's the view from debris disk B. And finally, the view from debris disk C. The Vega system, unlike Epsilon Eridani, contains only 2 debris disks, A and B. Vega itself is a white-blue A-type variable star on the main sequence. Here's the view from debris disk A. And next, here's a view from debris disk B. Let's move on to the unreachable systems, those where the player cannot visit any of the planets. These include Upsilon Andromedae, Wolf 1061, Gliese 1002, and Gliese 667. I'll go through them in order, starting with Upsilon Andromedae. Upsilon Andromedae is a binary star system consisting of a yellow-white F-type main sequence star and a companion red dwarf or M-type star. There are 3 confirmed exoplanets in this system, Upsilon Andromedae B, C, and D. Similar to 55 Cancri, these exoplanets also have formal names. What makes this system particularly interesting is the inclusion of concept exomoons, not real moons, but imagined ones designed for this project. Upsilon Andromedae D, formerly known as Majriti, has 4 of these conceptual moons, Majriti 1, 2, 3, and 4. Wolf 1061 is a red dwarf or M-type star with 3 exoplanet companions, Wolf 1061b, C, and D. Fun fact, Wolf 1061 was created by Romvoid95 for his mod Interstellar Exoplanets. Gliese 1002 is a red dwarf or M-type star with 2 exoplanet companions, Gliese 1002b and c. Both exoplanets orbit within the star's habitable zone. Finally, we have Gliese 667, a triple star system containing 7 exoplanets. The stellar components include Gliese 667a and b, a pair of K-type main sequence stars, and Gliese 667c, a red dwarf or M-type star. You'll notice that this system doesn't feature a defined habitable zone, as the planets within it remain highly disputed in real-world astronomy. The final category of this showcase focuses on star systems, both single and multiple star systems. The systems in this list don't serve a specific gameplay purpose. Instead, they demonstrate the capabilities of StarMaker in recreating real-world stellar systems. There are 10 star systems to go through, so I'll start with Sirius. Sirius is a binary star system consisting of Sirius A and Sirius B. Sirius A is a white-blue A-type main sequence star, while Sirius B is its companion white dwarf. Fun fact: this was one of the first StarMaker systems I've ever made. Procyon is another binary star system composed of Procyon A white F-type main sequence star, and its companion, Procyon B, a white dwarf. Delta Pavonis is a solitary subgiant G-type star. Altair is a single A-type main sequence star. Gliese 440 is a lone white dwarf star. Groombridge 1618 is a single K-type main sequence star. (36) Alpha-Uchi is a triple star system consisting of 36 Alpha-Uchi A, B, and C. All 3 are K-type main sequence stars. Including Gliese 643, V1054 Alpha-Uchi forms a quintuple star system made up of Gliese 643, V1054 Alpha-Uchi A, BA, BB, and C. All of them are red dwarfs or M-type stars. Xi Ursae Majoris is another complex quintuple star system. Stellar component AA is a yellow-white F-type star. Stellar component AB is a red dwarf or M-type star. Stellar component BA is a yellow G-type star. Stellar component BB is another red dwarf or M-type star. And finally, stellar component C is a brown dwarf or T-type dwarf. Lastly, we have Lumen 16, a binary brown dwarf system. Lumen 16A is an L-type dwarf, and Lumen 16B is a T-type dwarf. You've made it to the end. That's every StarMaker system I wanted to show off. I hope you enjoyed exploring my custom worlds and star systems. Remember, the Kepler series is available through the Galaxy Space Discord. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.